Hey guys, it's Cherish from the Motley News. Checking out my hair real quick. And I've got a video follow up to the one that I posted yesterday about my Ancestry DNA journey. I bring this up again because guess who I found in my news feed on Facebook just the other day? Rachel Dolezal. If you don't remember who Rachel Dolezal is, let me quickly update you on that train wreck of a person. She is the woman from Washington State who was, I guess, the NAACP president of that chapter, who was living life masquerading as a black woman, knowing very well that she was indeed white with a spray on tan and braids and frizzy, kinky hair that she cobbled together. When somebody found out that she was indeed white, they confronted her on the street, a reporter, and then her parents confirmed she is indeed a white woman who is passing as black. And of course, if you remember the media circus that followed, it was like the biggest news since God knows what. And back then, I really did not want to say anything about Rachel. I really just wanted it to blow over because it sounded so nonsensical. But Rachel does not stay gone. She pops up in the news every once in a while just to remind us that she is a very silly human being. She popped up to sell her book, which I think she shopped it around to dozens of publishers who did not want to have anything to do with it. She popped up again to give birth to a baby who she named Langston Hughes, I think. She was just really trying to continue this whole charade. She popped up yet again, I believe maybe this week. I only read about it yesterday, to say that she is living a life of dire destitute. I mean, she is poor, she is on food stamps, she can't get a job to save her life. I think the only job offers that she's gotten are to work in porn or reality television, which is terrible. I don't wish that on any woman. But she's also letting us know that she is changing her name from Rachel Dolezal to I have got to look this up again. In Nkechi Amare Diallo, I believe that's her name now. I don't know what to make up of it, but it does sound West African. It sounds like it might be Nigerian. The translation for that is gift from God or God's gift or something like that. Okay, so we've got a couple of things to angrily rant about, and I will be doing those in quick succession as clearly as I can because she just pisses me off. It's so stupid that I'm talking about this right now, but I'm talking about it in relation to the video that I made yesterday about my own ethnic racial discovery and DNA journey that I'm going on. I'm doing it, as I told you, because I want to have a closer connection to the country in Africa where my own family was wrenched from. I want to get to know my African past a little bit better. And I have a feeling that I have more of a connection to Africa than, say, Rachel Dolezal. And I'm not going into this lightly. You know, I was reminded yesterday by friends who commented that this is something that they'd love to do, but it's a very expensive process. Not everybody has $100 to, invest in something like this. And not a lot of black people have other resources available to them, quite like, Ancestry DNA. I told you if I wanted to do my own genealogical research, I'd have to go to libraries, courthouses, digging through all sorts of old files for census records that may or may not be correct. And of course, black people do have the slavery wall, where as soon as you run up against that, records become almost non-existent, because black people at a certain time were considered property, were considered chattel. We were not individuals with personalities and names. We were barely considered human, okay? But Rachel, somebody like Rachel, is a white woman who could ask her white parents and her white grandparents, "Hey, mom, dad, what are we? Where do we come from? What are we? What are we made up of?" And I'm sure they could tell her her lineage as best as they know. And if they had gaps that they needed to fill in, Rachel could carry herself to a courthouse. She could do the necessary grunt work and probably come up with better results than I could. She might find out that she's Scotch-Irish, German, Italian, plain old English. I don't know. Like, it's fairly easy for white people to get these records, get a hold of them, and find them out. Again, not everybody has at their disposal a Henry Louis Gates Jr. or an Alex Haley type person. Okay? Second thing that I want to gripe on is the whole name situation. Names are very important. Names are what are given to you by your people, by your mother, your culture, where you come from, has a lot to do with what you'll be named. And Rachel, that's her name. That's what her parents gave her. I don't know, she's just got to deal with it. The thing that angers me is that she chooses a name, she chooses an identity that she has no part of. But when somebody comes to America and deals with white America with their ethnic sounding name, what do they get? Well, they probably get passed over for jobs, because when they put it on a job application, it sounds foreign and scary, and a lot of biases come up that make no sense. A lot of prejudice is attached to ethnic sounding names. We know that. There are studies done on that. I have students who come to my classroom with ethnic sounding names, whether they're Arabic, they're Spanish, they're just black, and they're so fed up with people mispronouncing their names that they actually try to make it convenient for me by shortening those names. And that's sad, because that's their identity that they're trying to trade for my convenience. And so when somebody tells me just call me Joe, that doesn't set well with me, because I also grew up with a name, Cherish, that for some reason was very hard for people to pronounce. I don't know what it is, but people always call me Charisse, Charity, Chastity. They'll just say things like, "Oh, will you just remind me of a charity?" I don't know what that means. I do know that my name, the identity that was assigned to me, is Cherish. And if you can't respectfully call me that, it just means that you're not paying attention or you just don't care. And so, Rachel, in the great irony that is this transracial woman, does not have a job right now. She is living on food stamps. She cannot find a job to save her life, has chosen an African sounding name that'll probably, on job applications, be passed over. You know, nobody really thought about that. Nobody thought that through when they were doing this. Of course, all of this is some type of 15 minutes of fame's celebrity stunt that she's trying to pull, but it's really hurtful when you take these things that are uniquely a part of one culture and then you try to don them in an effort to, I don't know, escape whoever you were. It's really infuriating. And like I said, I really did not want to do this on the Motley News at all. I didn't want to give her the time or the thought or the patience, what have you. But she keeps coming up and she keeps bugging the hell out of me. And so I don't know what to do with it. I just think it's really important to remind people yet again that ethnic identities are nothing to play around with. They're nothing to appropriate. They're nothing to try on and see if you like it. These are people's lives. These are people's cultures. And just because you can put on a name make your hair do a certain type of thing. Just because you can mimic doesn't mean that you are. And Jesus, I just hope that the news drops her. I just want her to move on with her life. She's got children that she's got to take care of. I hope she finds a job and whatever that is, but I hope that it doesn't mesh with my life anymore. Okay? So that's my rant. That is all I need to say about her, and you'll probably never hear me say anything about her ever again. Thank you for listening to that. The next time I see you, it'll probably be with something a little lighter and more informative. Until next time, you guys take it easy. Bye.